Okay.
Okay, welcome everyone to the self-esteem module of the Create Your True Self course and Discover Your True Self course. Now for the Create Your True Self course, ladies, we're doing self-esteem over 2 weeks because it's vital, it's important, as we know it's a part of self-awareness, and there's an absolute foundation to driving you forward. Now I've just been talking to Jody, and I've done some exercises with Jody where she has literally been able to take what she's projecting to the world and thinking that the world is in control of, the situation where she feels judged and controlled by others, and then bring that back and face that internally and realize how powerful she is. And she's got the power to feel, to think, to act, and no one else. I've said this before, the only person that will get in the way of you feeling good, feeling happy, and reaching your goals is you. And we had that moment last week, didn't we, Jody? Yeah. Now, people often ask me, why don't you do self-esteem midway through the course? So late. And I was just telling Jody, and then I thought, I better press record. It's because I'm sneaky, right? I'm really sneaky. So we have been doing strategies to build your self-esteem the whole way through this. And when I talk about what self-esteem is, that will all come into light. And you'll go, yeah, no worries. So what we do is we spend 2 weeks going over, and we actually look at where your self-esteem has come, because it would have come so far. And I'll show you how your self-esteem has affected you and how it no longer has the power to affect you. How your self-esteem will no longer have the power to affect you, because now you're at the point where you realize that your self-esteem, the way that you feel, is absolutely in your control. You will stop pointing fingers. And when I say that, I mean like you will stop going, I feel like this because that person said that. You will start saying things like, oh, I'm feeling like that because I let that affect me. I'm no longer going to let that affect me. That's not mine. I don't own that. And I'm going to feel like this instead. It's just a cool, powerful space to be in. Like mad space. So yes. So Jody, feel free to unmute yourself at any, because it's just us by the looks for the minute, which is cool. Which is really cool. So you've heard that word self-esteem before, haven't you, Jody?
Yes.
You probably did some role plays at school, maybe.
Oh, probably. Can't remember.
Yeah, so long ago.
It was.
Heard it on 60 Minutes a few times. The morning show, they talk about it a fair bit. It's a real punch word. So, Jody, for the fun of this, because it's us, if I said, what is self-esteem? How would you describe what self-esteem is? Funny question. I know.
Yeah. So I would describe it as self-esteem, feeling good about yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Self-esteem, to me, when I explain it, is the way that we view and perceive ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, and exactly what it's how you feel about yourself. So how you view yourself, how you perceive yourself, but self-esteem covers all those self-awareness areas as well. I suppose the punch words and the main areas that we look at when we talk about self-esteem, and I'm going to get really right into this and what it means. Self-image.
Yeah.
Self-talk. So how you talk about yourself. I'm good, I'm bad, I'm fat, I'm lazy, I'm happy, I'm powerful. That sort of stuff. Now, our limiting beliefs, our self-awareness, our relationship management, self-management, social awareness, our positive and negative thinking, they all play a huge part in our self-esteem. They are all so connected, and that's why we do them first, because often our limiting beliefs, and you remember that cycle where we have a limiting belief and then we repeat it, we repeat it, we repeat it. It becomes something that we internalize, and then it becomes like this shitty core belief that's not useful and not true. Okay.
Yeah.
Generally not true. But then that's how we feel about ourselves.
Yeah.
So if we feel like we're a failure in something, we'll talk about that, and that becomes part of our self-esteem. Our self-esteem is so low that we don't try anything new because of this limiting belief that has then formed part of our core beliefs. That then reflects in the self-esteem, the way that we feel about ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's
I just thought when I responded, so self-esteem to me was always something good about yourself. And I said good when I said it. And then as you started talking, I'm like, hang on a minute. my self-esteem is everything I actually think about myself. So if it's really negative, that's my self-esteem.
That's it.
It doesn't, yeah. So I've always seen it as something like really good, really high up, something to attain to. But it's like everything that I actually think that I am.
And your self-esteem, probably without you realizing it, the last 4 or 5 weeks has literally gone.
Yeah.
But because we haven't actually spoken about it as self-esteem yet, probably haven't made that connection. Yeah. And when I talk about how I look at self-esteem and how it affects you and how you act and how you behave, the bowls night the other night, see how the growth of your self-esteem and your ability to be in different situations and challenging situations comes back to your self-esteem. It comes back to how you see yourself.
Yeah.
And the power that it's cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So I've been sneakily raising your self-esteem this whole time. So that when you get to this, because next week as well, we're going to look at some really cool stuff. When you get to this, the fact that you already know that your self-esteem has grown and that you can control your self-esteem, you're like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I
and
like
you'll walk out to Greg and you'll be like, yes, but I've got to kill a self-esteem. How cool is that?
Yes.
And the really interesting thing about self-esteem, and I'm going to be really raw and really honest, is that it's always going to take knocks. Always.
Okay.
Even the most powerful people, the most confident people. You talk to anyone. You talk to my coach Rhonda. You talk to Julian. You talk to, and our self-esteem is in a relationship with our feelings. Yeah. So if we're feeling a little bit sad, our self-esteem will sometimes follow. But if we've built the skills that we've been learning now, we can recognise that.
Hang on, please.
Because our self-esteem flows with our feelings and situations. And I'm going to show you how to build it, keep it at a point where you can recognise that it's not meant to be. Yeah. Because having a good self-esteem doesn't mean that you're not going to get doubts about yourself every so often. Yeah. Having doubts about yourself every so often is actually quite healthy. Because if we never doubted ourselves, then we'd never improve. If we never questioned ourselves, then we'd never grow, we'd never learn. Yeah. So sometimes that self-doubt, that little bit of insecurity is really healthy. And as we've learned, it's because we know now, rather than go, well, this is scary, this is a challenge, we go, this is an opportunity for learning and growth. And this is where self-esteem comes from. All of a sudden, those things are no longer terrifying brick walls. They're like opportunities for growth and learning. When you feel self-esteem, you go, this is going to be scary. But I'm going to go around this. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to, Yes. So not working on your self-esteem, like Jody before, Abby before, that wasn't working on their self-esteem, if something scary came up, it probably would have meant lying down in the face of it. Yeah. And lying down when you take a knock, or lying down when something's perceived to be scary, but having a killer self-esteem gives you the power to show up, to stand up, to rise up, to push through when it's hard or a challenge comes along. So you see yourself as being more powerful. You see yourself differently. You see yourself in control. So, it's like the bowls night the other night. And this is why I'm saying that. Your self-esteem, your self-power has allowed you to go, I'm going to make this what I want to. Yeah. Without the growth of your self-esteem over the last 5 weeks, you would have gone, this situation's really scary and I'm just not going to go. And if I do go, I'm going to feel sick and these people are going to say this and it's going to control my mindset. Not anymore. Yeah. Yes. It's so cool. And having a killer self-esteem allows you to see the big picture. It literally allows you to get up on that cloud and see the big picture. It allows you to reach your goals better, because you now accept that there's going to be challenges. Yeah. You accept that there's going to be challenges, but you know you've got the power, the strength, and the resources to conquer them whenever they come up. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I don't think people talk about self-esteem like this. And this is so much more useful than the reverse. Yeah, absolutely. Your
Like
self-esteem,
we're expecting it that it just should be there. And then when it's not, we don't know what to do.
that's it.
Yeah.
You've already got so many strategies that when you feel a bit down, when you feel enough, you go, well, I've got the power to get about. And this, to me, is where self-esteem lies. It's not only, you know, your self-talk, your self-image, because you've got the skills to reframe them and change them and all the rest of it. It's the power to know, this is my big goal, the power to walk into that bowls club and go, I'm in control of how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Not everyone else.
Yeah.
This is my big goal and I'm going to make it. And I know that scary shit's going to happen along the way. And I know people are going to say things and I know that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, oh, it's super cool. It's super cool. And this is killer self-esteem and self-confidence that we know they're foundations of emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And once you've got the skills to build this absolute foundation, you become unstoppable. And this is where abundance is, because all of a sudden you're happy with everything that's around you because you know you've got the power and control. And you're happy with everything that's inside because you've got the power and control to change that whenever things get a bit down.
Yeah.
This is now a really freaking cool space for you.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it. It's
Absolutely.
cool, yeah. Just with everything you're saying. Yeah.
And those capture and control techniques, because our self-esteem, our self-confidence, the signs that it's reflected in the way we talk about ourselves, to others, the way that we think. You've already got those capture and control techniques.
Yeah.
So you've already got that. Oh, hang on, that's a signal that I need to work on something. Capture, control, fix, heal, develop.
Yeah.
It's wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's the way we perceive our ability to conquer the tough times. We won't lay down anymore. Because little Jodie's not there anymore. It's only big Jodie. In a line with her mad goals. In a line with how powerful and worthy she is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do as a first little activity is look at self-esteem issues just so you can see how far you've grown. We're going to identify some of the self-esteem issues that you may have been dealing with in the past that you're not dealing with now, or that you know how to deal with, or that you are, and we'll look at how it affected you in the past and how it's no longer affecting you now, just so you can see.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, excellent. And then next week we'll look at things like where they come from, and we'll have a bit of a chat about that today. It's really, really cool. And then,
awesome. Cool. Hang on. Yeah. I just need to go turn an alarm off.
Yeah, sure.
It's just out in the kitchen. I'll be back. Got it.
Beautiful.
Just my affirmation alarm going off.
Yeah, that's a great alarm. That's a great alarm.
Yes.
So I've given you the tools now, and you've done enough brainstorming and brain dumping and all the rest of us for us just to talk openly and freely about it, and then talk about how far you've come. So this is just going to be a little conversation. And today, then I'm just going to show you, go through some more strategies for building your self-esteem. It's going to be really light today.
Yep.
And next week, I want to take some time to get a little bit more into it for when times get tough, because I'm going, because your self-esteem will have knocks, because you are changing your life and you are having new challenges and things like that. I'm going to teach you a little system that I use to change the rules. Because sometimes it's like limiting beliefs, these rules of our limiting beliefs. How we expect ourselves to respond to certain situations, and sometimes they're not useful. When someone tells me off, you know, it's my rule to not confront and just to not do anything or whatever it is. Sometimes these rules aren't useful. So I'll teach you a really cool little strategy to identify these rules, identify when they're not useful, work out where they've come from, and just change them. Something that's more useful for you.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Because the other little thing we've been doing secretly is showing you that these rules that we've been living by, these structures, aren't even rules. They're things that we've observed, that we've learned. Like when I said we're born with 2 fears. Anything else we've learned or observed, we can unlearn that. We can give them back.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same, you know, rules that impact our self-esteem.
Yeah.
So cool.
Cool.
Hey, Rolly.
Oh. Hi.
Hello. That looks yummy. Oh, it's delicious. Is Dad working? I know. Who else was there? Ayla, what was she doing out of bed? You're so cute. You're so scrumptious. So scrumptious.
Oh, he's in his Wonder Week, so he's a bit upset today.
Oh, you're a bit off.
Yeah.
I did a thing last night about how kids don't wear masks. They don't, you know, this is another one of those structures. If they're feeling down, they let us know.
Yeah.
And then as adults, as parents, we're like, oh, I need to fix this. I need to fix this.
Yeah.
Ayla's a classic. I just want to cry right now. Oh, I get it, because sometimes I do too. You don't need to justify why. What's wrong? I don't know. I just want to cry. Cool.
That's good.
Yeah, that's it. She's
Jet's always like, I'm angry with you. He's really good at blaming everyone else at the moment.
And
so hopefully we'll get through that.
You'll get through it. But you can talk him through that too. You've got to talk him through that too now.
Yeah.
And you know, it's. I think kids watch us blame others, because when we talk about feeling down, we'll talk about the reason, the situation.
Yeah.
Rather than working through it ourselves. So that's what they do too. And, you know, fair enough. It's going to be a cool day when your kids are like, I'm angry at this person and I know that's because I want to control their behavior. So I need to let it go.
Yeah.
So cool. So in the past, Jodie, what do you think are some self-esteem issues that can be reflected in limiting beliefs, in self-talk, in rules? So you're a mum. So there's lots of rules that we learn around parenting and the kind of parent you have to be. Yeah. So what are some that you think that maybe came up for you at different times?
Connected with self-esteem. I don't know, and I'm not a good enough mum has always sort of come up. Is that self-esteem or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not doing it right. One that's come up when my children have done things is, what will people think of my children? What will people think of me and how I parent?
Yeah, massive one.
Yeah.
I will give you an example of this.
Yeah.
Excellent. And why do you think they came up for you? Where do you think this came from?
Well, I think it came from that I was a young mother I was a teenage mother. Yeah.
And what did you know about teenage mothers? What did you learn from the TV and society about teenage mums? What did you know about that?
That they weren't good people if they were pregnant and not married. Learnt that you should be focusing on your career before having a family. Also, some connection with the Bible, like about, not being married. Shouldn't be having sex before marriage, that kind of stuff came up for me. And of course, I was pregnant. I became pregnant. Yeah, we weren't married, that's for sure. So that's probably all of them.
So, how did this affect you? So, as an example, did it stop you from doing things? Did it make you behave in a certain way? Did it make you feel a certain way about yourself?
Yeah.
Not now, but at the time.
Yeah. So, stopped me from going to uni, from studying. I tried to study actually and couldn't do it. I was just tired all the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I've only got 2 weeks, I'm tired.
So what were the questions again?
So did it stop you
change my behaviour?
Yeah, did it change your behaviour is the next one, and then I'll ask you about how you felt.
It stopped me from feeling like I could just go and do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted to do it. I felt like it stopped me from moving. Even though all of my family moved away from here, I could have gone, to be near them, but never did. I suppose that's Simon never wanted to go anywhere, so we were staying. How did I behave? I became like judgmental of other people and what they were then doing with their life and how they were behaving and how irresponsible people were. Not as a parent, but as an individual in the world. I couldn't see why someone would want to just drink their life away once I had children. I became very like having to get it right, being a parent. I had to get it right, had to teach the right way. My children had to be smart. So I was constantly teaching them, like, counting their colours, numbers, reading. So I was constantly teaching them things so that they were smart.
Yeah.
So that was probably and I guess probably looking neatly dressed as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what was the next question?
How, I'm going to put that on silent. How did it affect the way you felt about yourself?
I just felt depleted all the time. Like I was continuously working to kind of like keep up a facade when all I wanted to do was just be myself and let my kids be themselves. And this is the way we are, and that's fine, you know?
This is brilliant.
This
is brilliant. All right, you ready?
Yes.
So here you go. You said that some of the self-esteem things that came up for you in the form of limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, whatever. I'm not a good mom. I'm not doing it right. I'm reading this out again because you're probably going to scoff at yourself. You're going to be like, what will people think of my children and how I parent? Okay. Really interesting. And then when I said to you, so you can see those as limiting beliefs. You can see, and the reason I asked you is, where did it come from? Is to show you that this has come from someone else. You've learnt this from a structure or a rule or something that someone said or something that you've observed.
Yeah.
So you knew from what you'd seen on TV or what people had said that you knew. When I say knew, so these are the rules. These are the rules that you learn from watching TV, from listening to other people that aren't useful. They're not useful to you, and they're not even rules. They're just what is perceived in society by families. That you weren't a good parent if you weren't a good person if you were pregnant and not married. Now you and I both know that that's not true.
Yes.
You and I both know that that's not true. You and I are both damn good people, and we were both pregnant and not married at some stage. There are a lot of good people that are pregnant and not married at lots of stages of their lives. But this is what you know, watch the young mothers on TV, watch how they're perceived. I worked at the Independent Learning Centre with a lot of young mums, and I know the way that people spoke about those young people. Yeah. That you should be focusing on a career before having a family, another social structure. Yeah. Why can't you do it the other way around? Why can't you do both? Other people have. It's worked. Yeah. Yeah. The Bible. So once again, that's another, is that a family thing or?
We only ever went to church when Grandma came to visit us. Yeah. We never went to church otherwise. Mum was raised with having to go to church, but I don't know at what age that she stopped going. I know she never went as an adult, like every now and again. So I guess that's come from my grandma. And so then some of my aunties went to church as when they were adults as well, and so did their children. And one of my cousins became went and did, what's the uni course about religion? There's a course. So he went and did that, and now he doesn't have anything to do with it anymore. My uncle is a pastor, which confuses me in the sense that, so the Bible talks about not having tattoos, and he's got tattoos, not over drinking, and he drinks all the time, every night. So I have this conflict with knowing the Bible's what it says and then looking at people that practice religion. Yep. So then, so from Grandma, I'm pretty sure, because she She was married at 18, pregnant at 19. Mum was her second child, and so she was 20. And they were not supposed to get divorced. I don't know. There was just a lot of conversation around that, and she always went to church.
Yeah.
Every weekend, always went to church. And Grandpa cheated on her quite a lot. And I remember Mum saying that one of the women actually came into the house at one stage, and Mum just let her in. She's like, it was like she was just so silly. So there's this conversation around the connection in my brain between religion and sex and marriage and unfaithfulness, and like it's all linked together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is an observed rule.
Yeah.
And even when you were talking about the conflict yourself for what the Bible says and how people present themselves or act or behave, that you can see even within religion that people are awakening and they're having to change their rules for people to fit. Just like you are at the moment, you are evolving and you're needing to change because you're seeing that they don't fit, that they're not working, that they're not useful to you anymore, that it's actually keeping you stuck.
Yeah, which is so I was a Jehovah's Witness when I was 23, 22. I became a Jehovah's Witness, and found that then I was growing out of that too. Just conversations around, I just Levi wanted to go to uni, and I was quite happy for him to go to uni, but they said, no, you shouldn't be going to uni. Like, he can get a job doing anything he wants. He doesn't have to go to uni, which I now know as something that I can do for myself. I don't have to have this degree to be someone amazing. But it was like, you should be lowly, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so then there's that connection with money of he shouldn't be striving for money. He doesn't need a uni degree now, because that means he's striving for wealth and riches as well, to be connected to that. So there was stuff going on that wasn't connecting with me, and I just grew out of the rule structures. But then some of them are still like stuck with me.
Yep.
No. I'm holding on to them. Yeah.
Yep, perfect. And it's because you've created neurological pathways, because you've thought about them, you've spoken about them, you've seen them, you've heard them so much.
Yeah.
And when you do something or practice something or hear something often enough, it becomes a part of you. And that's what that means. It actually forms a neurological pathway.
Yeah.
You've got the tools to unstick that neurological pathway and then re-stick another one. And it's 66 days of affirmations and other habits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really interesting. And look, you know, when I got pregnant with my first daughter, same, my dad's parents were strict Catholics. My pa stopped going to church after we had a little cousin that died of a horrible disease, and my grandma died really early. But I remember being brought up, and my grandma was my idol. I loved my grandma. I was so close to her. So even at 29, even though I wasn't practicing any religion, I went to an Anglican grammar school. My dad had gone from Catholic to atheist. I called my dad so upset because I had done things the wrong way, by the rules. And my self-esteem was so low at that point that my instant reaction was, what is my family going to say?
Yeah.
Now, when we have low self-esteem, it will be one of the biggest indicators of that is that we care about what others are going to think.
Yeah.
And the reason that is because even as, if you think about when it comes to self-image with young girls and all the rest of it and all the propaganda that's out there, it's this need to belong. It's the need to wear the right clothes, the need to look a certain way, the need to act a certain way, the need to be involved in certain things, because developmentally within our brains as a young teenager, it's because of survival, that need to belong. In caveman days, it was survival. It was staying in the group.
Yeah.
Now, because we've got all these different things, we've got all, different technology, we've got fashion, we've got all different beliefs about how you're meant to look and all this, and there's all this propaganda. That need to belong is still there. It's still survival. It's still instinctual, but with all these other elements.
Yeah.
So that's what we learn. For you, the need to belong, to follow the rules, it would have just been so you're not shunned, so that you stay in your group, so you don't get picked off by the gnarly saber-toothed tiger. Yeah, and that's all it is. And that's where these rules come from, and that's where the power of these rules come from, because one of our biggest drivers as a human is affection and belonging.
Yeah.
It's one of those basic needs.
Yeah.
Above breathing, it's only above breathing, sleeping, and eating. Belonging is the next thing.
Yeah.
So that's where this comes about. And what you've just spoken, it tells that whole story. Where you felt like you were going against the grain, against the belonging, that you were going to be judged to people. You stopped going to uni because of the people that you were around. You felt like you couldn't do what you wanted to do. You didn't move. Now here's a few really interesting things. So low self-esteem can also be matched with, in some cases, being judgmental of others. Why? Because we're comparing. Yeah. And that comes out in judgment. Another one which you didn't mention, that sometimes, and it comes with this comparing to others, so that you can see what others are doing and then trying to work out where you belong and where you fit, is jealousy.
Oh, yeah.
So often people with a low sense of self-esteem, and you will hear it in the way they speak. If they're comfortable with you, they will be quite judgmental of others, and that may come out in nastiness, or it may come out and you will feel that they're judging others and they're not living up to the way that they're meant to in relation to others. They will compare themselves to others.
Yeah.
So it may be really low self-esteem because they're playing the compare game, which is such a horrible game, or they're jealous, being intimidated by others. Those sorts of things. And that's why people will say, if you are judgmental of others, if you are jealous, if you are intimidated, that's actually not anyone else's problem. No one else is doing that. That is you. And it is. It comes back to your self-esteem and these structures that rule your self-esteem. See, these structures don't rule your self-esteem anymore, Jodie.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Yeah.
Another one.
The intimidation one. That was all around me.
Yeah.
Being intimidated by other people.
Yeah, because you're worried about them judging you, because you're not belonging, you're not fitting in. Dad used to do it. Dad used to say to me, if you are intimidated by someone, if you think that someone is better than you, that's your problem. Look inside yourself and work out what you need to fit.
Yeah.
And you know that you've got the power to do that now. Yeah.
Definitely.
There's people in my life that I was intimidated of for years, in Narracor, but it was all me. It was what I wanted them to see me as.
Yeah.
Perfectionism can be another, and it's caring about what other people think. You said I needed to always do things right. Because you care about what other people think, and these rules that have been placed on you, because you probably thought that having an untidy kid came with being a young mum, and people would just put it down to that. So you had to prove them wrong so that you fit into the right rules. Yeah. I'm going to do this a lot.
The normal box.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then having a low self-esteem, you get tired, you get depleted, you feel bad. And I love this. You said, this is perfect, because my next point is, I put up a visage. And that was the little Jodie. That was little Jodie. This is where little Jodie was created. Yeah. Well, part of where little Jodie was created. The Jodie that just followed the rules and expectations of others because of your need to belong, your sense of survival. And having to go by the rules of the 21st century that were around you.
Yeah, cool.
But little Jodie's dissolved now. I don't even know where she is, actually. She's gone. She's gone. And the cool thing, if she ever comes back, you'll be like, little Jodie, no.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
right.
literally draw a line from your guts and your heart to the big Jody, to your purpose, to your goal. And just connect in your suit of armor, your self-esteem, your rock star, whatever it is. Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So the reason we go through that, and it can sometimes be a little bit upsetting, is so that you can see this is where it was created, this is where you become, and these are all the things the last 5 weeks that you've been dissolving.
Yeah, awesome.
So a lot of people after these self-esteem things like to go out to a special place and just send everything out to the universe, because it's almost like it's their final, it's the realization and it's their final goal.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I've just written down facade, little Jody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whenever you're putting on something that's not you, it's the little you. It's the person trying to fit in because of your self-esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, your self-esteem is a skill. And I say it's a skill because it's no different to learning to catch a netball. The more you work on it, the better it gets.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. You work on it every day. It is no different to catching a ball. You work on it every day and you get absolutely better at it. And what that means is not only feeling better about yourself, and as I said, you're going to have doubts, which is cool because it means that you're growing now. You're not putting on this facade anymore. See, if you were putting on the facade, you wouldn't have any challenges because you wouldn't be doing anything new. You'd just be feeling bad.
Yeah.
But now the feelings change a little bit. We might doubt ourselves or feel a little bit down because we know there's going to be challenges because we're growing. Yeah, and it's super cool. It's super cool, and you know you're going to conquer them. So you might be like, oh, holy crap, how am I going to conquer them? But you know you're going to.
Yeah.
You're not going to lie down now because little Jodie's out of the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Little Jodie's gone, and you've said facade, little Jodie. That's the thing to be mindful of. When a facade comes, you know exactly what's happening now, and you've got the tools. You've got the righto suit of armor, affirmations.
Yeah.
Connect with my bigger purpose, my goals.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
My card. I'm all in. And your health will improve.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. Just having a low self-esteem, those negative emotions interferes with our physical health. It just pumps in nasty hormones and nasty chemicals. When you have a low self-esteem, if you will reflect back and think about the times when you're feeling bad about yourself or living by these rules or pushing down your dreams because of your self-esteem, you probably didn't eat very well. You probably didn't have a whole heap of energy. You know, you're probably like, oh, I just want to stay in bed all day. This sucks, with a bag of Doritos, watching.
Yeah.
And people talk about this.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the actual real connection, because when you feel not so good about yourself, the endorphins diminish. When you might, as I said, you might get doubts, you might get challenges, but they'll almost become exciting for you. So the endorphin levels remain there. So you get more adrenaline, you've got more energy now that you've made all these connections. When something scary happens, you won't necessarily feel tired. You might have to ground for a bit and go, right, but you'll be able to go at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Totally clearly, yeah.
So cool. So cool. This is why I say personal development will benefit your health, and people look at me and I go, I need about 6 weeks with you to show you.
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to go through, it's going to be pretty quick today because you've got a lot of this. I'm just going to go through some really basic strategies that you can pick up or leave, and then there's the activities on the membership site.
Yep.
And I'll go through them with you as well. And then next week we'll go into, changing the rules, your unhelpful rules. And the thing is, often we get to next week and people go, oh, I don't need this, because I've already dissolved them. But because you're a mum, we're doing it, because you can go through it with your kids. Yeah.
Okay.
When they come home from school upset because a teacher said something and you don't disagree with it, this is a really cool way to go through it, where it's not causing trouble, it's not causing conflict, but you can show them.
All right.
It's really cool. Really cool.
Awesome.
So one really great strategy, and I have it in my video on the membership site, and you're really good at grounding and you're really good at visualization. And you're a mum, I used to do this with all my teenagers at school as well, and it was really powerful. So you're mindful. That's really important, and we'll go through that. Self-esteem, it's the same as everything. It's being mindful. It's being awake to your thoughts, to your behaviors, to if a facade gets put up. If you're feeling judging of others, or you're feeling the strange of judgment from others, it's being mindful and alert to all of this, being able to capture it and know who's in control.
Yeah.
Kick it in the butt.
Yeah.
So once you're mindful of that, if you have a bad or a negative thought, it's really cool. A negative thought or a negative behavior or negative words from others, you literally imagine, you like capture that thought, whatever else, you capture it, you put it here and you turn the volume down on it. So it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And this is why it works good for kids and technology.
Yeah.
Right, so it might be going over and over in your head, you think, but you just turn the volume down, and when it gets so little, you just delete it. Gone. And then in the reverse, if you've got a good thought, and you can create these good thoughts too in affirmations, or so if you are wanting to feel something, and this is a bit of like emotional anchoring, they do it in NLP.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to feel powerful, you remember a time when you felt powerful, and you stick that thought, those words with it, and you say, I'm powerful, I am powerful, and you turn the volume up until it's so loud, and then you save it.
Yeah, cool.
And if you ever need to feel that again, you know, do that while you got your suit of armor, and just go back to that feeling, that put your suit of armor on, turn it up, and you've got it. It's there. It's anchored in your brain. Super cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Super cool. I'm going to go do my NLP certificate with Calvin Coyles, because some of the stuff and that's really cool. When he did that emotional anchoring with us a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, that's what I was already doing with this. Except for I was weirdly in a room full of people and like having to throw things in the air, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But it's that muscle memory. So I used to literally go like this. Like you might have like a power, like bang, it's, you know, it's saved, it's anchored in.
Yeah.
Could be a stomp. Letitia, I did it with her, you know, she's got like this tigress roar. Just roars, and that's her thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've got this. And you can do it with anything. You can do it with confidence. You can do it with love. You can do it with calm. Turn that feeling of calm up.
Yeah. Cool.
There it is. Got you. And the other ones you just turn down, delete, gone. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone, gone, gone. So changing your story. Again, if there's anything that affects you. So we literally just dissolved that story when we went through what used to affect you.
Mm.
We've gone through it, and then you change it. I was a successful teenage mum. I am powerful. I have this whole stuff, and you have. I've learned from that experience.
Yeah.
And now, so we just changed your story over these past 6 weeks about that.
Yeah.
Changing your story, reframing, and you can do that with anything, any negative thought, any you get, you know, a lot of, and I'm only saying this because a lot of women that come to me with the I'm fat, I'm lazy, change. Yeah, so you just create a mantra. You reframe, you create a mantra, and you turn the volume up on it.
Yeah, cool.
Turn it up. So cool.
Yeah.
So you can see now a lot of the stuff we go through because you get it. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it because you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
The other thing is
cool.
that it is cool, isn't it? Because you've got that. You're like, you could probably coach this now because you've got it and it's so fresh. You could literally take over my groups and be like, so cool. So now you'll realise that there isn't a need to compare.
Yeah.
with others. You don't have to compare with other mothers. You don't have to listen to the words of it. You don't have to compare with other people. You don't have to compare with other families, because you realize that everything is in your power. You are powerful within your own right.
Yeah.
And same thing, whenever you feel like you're not, stop resisting. Turn the volume down on it. Turn the volume up. Power suit. Connect with your bigger purpose. Turn the volume up. Go get it. Go
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Go get it. I've got here, you channel your inner whatever. So like Starwin Tonkin, she's when I talk to her, she's like, I'm channeling my inner rock star.
Yeah.
And that works for her, because she sees herself as this powerful, feminine, like divine, feminine woman on a stage in front of a whole heap of people. And she can just conquer.
Yeah.
So it's like that with your suit of armor. That's what you're doing. You're putting on your suit of armor, but you're also channeling in, using those volume up, that emotional anchoring, whatever it is you need to feel.
Yeah.
And you will over time get this understanding of Big Jody. You just get like, and it's coming now. Like, look at you, like your shoes and your this, and you're like powerful confidence, and you'll have this, and you just, she'll be with you. And if she ever takes a knock, you just channel her.
Yeah.
You put her in, you put her on, and you take her wherever you need to take her.
Yeah. It's funny, when we did our call on Monday, I was like, well, what shoes will I put on today? And I just wanted to keep my thongs on, because that's the person I am at home. I just always wear my thongs. That's my relaxed me, and that's who I wanted to be on the call. I wanted to be relaxed.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I just have my cool thongs on that I love.
So cool.
Yeah, so part of like my build up for that time slot was working out, well, what am I going to wear? What shoes am I going to wear? How am I going to do my hair? And, you know, what's going to be powerful for me and achieve what I want to achieve. So that was really cool, working through that.
So cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Because one of the things I say to people is, for self-esteem, dress up or don't dress up. Like you just said, because a lot of the times we won't go out, and it's the same where you had to make sure your kids are always perfect.
Yeah.
Because we're worried about other people. That's our self-esteem talking.
Yeah.
We're worried about what they're going to say about us as parents. So, because you've got all this propaganda coming in from everywhere, right? Social media, TV. Like, so here you go. And this is what I was going to tell you the other day. I weed in one of my friend's beds months ago, right? And we cleaned it up, used probiotic formula, not a problem. My friend knew everything was fine. My best friend from a kid brought it up in a really quite gnarly way a couple of days ago, and that was just, I actually went, oh, that's yours. Like, it just deflected. I could feel her, like she wanted me to be like, oh, that, you know, I'm really encouraged by that. And I remember saying to her, I really hope that your fella doesn't ever wet anyone else or draw on someone's wall, or you know, she's only got young kids, and that's fine. She's got one really young fella. Yeah. And that's fine. But old Abby, that's exactly what you're saying. I would have been absolutely mortified, because what are people going to think of me as a parent? You know, nothing. She's free. Yeah. So it's really in the way that you will this stuff about mothering, this stuff, and the fact that you can sit there in your thongs, it's the same concept. Yeah. It's exactly the same concept. I very rarely wear any shoes on my calls. And I'll be honest with you, the only reason I get dressed up, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's because I know that these are the social perceptions of people. So people would much rather see Abby and, you know, actually be more responding to me when I am dressed up. And I'm mindful of that when I'm not on my lives. And my business coach is like, you need to put some makeup on, you're going to get a better response. And it's terrible, but my response is like, I'm a busy mum.
And I have noticed I've noticed that with you, that you come on this call or most of your lives and, you know, you've got your light and you've got your makeup done, and even that time where you're like, next time you see me, I'll have my eyebrows done, you know. So I was also aware of that. Then I thought, so I put on mascara. So, but that was all I put on.
Yeah.
So, because I needed to be relaxed
Yeah.
and just be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. I've got nothing on today, but the reason I do that is because I'm really aware of the psychology that's created by these social structures. So if I may have exactly the same skills that I've got now, but look really wishy-washy, and people as a natural thing wouldn't pay as much attention to me or take me as seriously, because that's what we've been taught.
Yes. Yeah. Totally understood why you were doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
With your appearance. Yeah. Because we do judge. I mean, we do it with fruit. If fruit looks terrible, we won't choose that piece of fruit. We'll choose the piece that looks nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So just crazy, the stuff we've been taught.
Yep.
Of what is good and what. Yeah.
When you tell yourself something enough, you're going to believe it. And that's why when you tell yourself something enough that's in the positive, just like all this propaganda that's been fed to us constantly, you're going to believe that.
Yeah.
The difference is what you tell yourself is the truth.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because we believe it. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Even if it's no good for us, we believe it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the and we get told often enough. And that's why people struggle so much when, you know, if they've been abused, especially verbally abused and all the rest of it, and women in emotionally abusive or verbally abusive relationships, children, men.
Yeah.
This is where those struggles come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, the neurological pathway. So it's just, it's really cool when you have this realization and you just become really open and really mindful of it. The thing is then you sometimes can also get really skeptical of everything that you do.
Yeah.
Which isn't about, and that's where people say to me, since I've had this course, I've been like questioning the government. I'm like, that's all good and well, but just keep it within a retrospect that allows you to stay sane. Yeah. It's really cool. But and as a mum, it's even cooler.
Yeah, because we get to sort our own stuff out, and then we can hand it down, and the kids can kind of skip the massive hardship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they start mindful. And they start aware, and this is what I say about making happiness normal. What you're doing now, if you put the effort in with your kids, will be their normal.
Yeah. Yeah, which would be awesome.
That's it. When someone says something bad to them, it might affect them for a wholly instant. Then they're like, that's not mine. That's not, I'm not letting you make me feel like that. I'm going to feel the way I want me to feel.
Yeah.
No, just super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do see it in my kids now, because I've just always said, as they were teenagers, so after not being a witness anymore. So from then on, it was like, you've just got to be yourself. Just be yourself. So they would have conversations around all their friends. I was like, but they can do that, because that's just who they are and that's what they want to do. So it was getting rid of them judging everyone else as well as judging themselves. And then they're like, well, Levi especially, he's like, I've got a flatmate and he's not paying his way, so we're going to have a conversation about that. Because this is my house and my name's on the lease, and everyone else has to go to work to pay their share, and why do I have to pay for his share? So it's just really awesome like just seeing my children so powerful now as young adults, because I was like miles from that at that age, nowhere near that. Yeah, to just go, why should I have to go and work more just to cover his butt because he's got some issue with his dad? Like, you know, and Levi sat him down and had a conversation. He's like, he didn't like it, but he's got to deal with that. It's not my responsibility to deal with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how cool, because they're connected with their true selves, and that's strong, and they're going to have the skills now to keep that strong. Not like the little journey we went through before with the little Jodie that's now been dissolved. You'll notice I will, whenever I talk about her, I'll tell you that she's been dissolved.
Yeah.
Not welcome.
Yeah, no, I like it. No, I do, because otherwise she'll come back. Like,
exactly.
I don't want her back.
Exactly. And when you
get complacent,
we grow our why. Like yesterday, like we are enough. Our us is enough of a why. But when you've got kids, and I get that, your why becomes, I mean, it's strong enough just for us, but it's just because you like, even now sitting here, the feeling that you're feeling, the power that you're feeling, you know, to want them to be able to do that and not, you know, and they're going to have knocks. You know, I'm not going to be, so they're going to have knocks, they're going to have doubts, they're going to have, but they're going to have the skills to work through it.
Yeah.
They're not going to settle for going to their friend's house or their friend's mum's house and be told, you know, how sorry everyone is for them. They're going to want strategies to create action and movement. They won't play the victim, because they'll realize that that's just not useful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Which they're learning, and also I've been talking about my experience and just understanding that my limiting beliefs through what we went through together is just a cultural thing of this town, and maybe possibly other small towns as well. And both of my girls are like, I just want to be not here because I don't like this behaviour. I don't like this guy, you know, or these people spreading rumours about me that aren't even true just to cause some drama. Like, I'm over it. Kira's like looking for houses in the city already.
Yeah.
Like, Harley, she's saving money to go and study in the city, but she's sending off a resume today to be an apprentice pastry chef.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and Kira's just like, I don't like where I work, time to find another job. And she may not be finding, like, having a reflection time on that, looking in the mirror at herself, but she's still going, no, this is, I'm not putting up with this, I'm not okay with this, time to find something I like and move, and like, she's just constantly looking.
And that's
her intuition. This isn't working. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's her intuition. It's so cool. And you know what, sometimes when we grow the way that you and I are growing or have grown, sometimes the energy of other things, even though we've got the ability to not allow the words or the judgments of others, sometimes that negative that energy does get so tiring that you just do have to remove yourself from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a bit of me moving from Tennant Creek. That energy was so tiring for me. Like, I wasn't ever fighting against it. I wasn't, you know, but I was just like, oh, it's just so. And part of that is, you know, finding your people, finding your crowd, and that sort of stuff. So they're probably just doing that intuitively.
Yes. Yeah. Which is awesome. Yeah. Kira's like, I'm just blocked so many people lately. I've just had enough of their stuff.
That was my next strategy. Block.
Yeah.
Which is to let it go. Block, let it go.
Yeah.
I say to young Brookie, because she's little and, you know, like, she's a lot younger than us, to actually go in her room, and that's not mine. Whatever you feel like people are throwing, that is just not mine.
Yeah.
Block. And the fact, like, so all this conversation, just talking to you now, that we had before, these low self-esteem, these learnt rules about, where is it? I've lost it now. I haven't lost it. It's here somewhere. You know, I'm not a good enough mum. I'm not like, are you listening to yourself now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, listen to the powerful, amazing mum you are. Like, look at what you're giving your kids. Like,
Yeah.
right, you can rise up, literally just walk out there and be like, I've got this. Well, I've got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. I do feel that. Definitely. Mm.
So cool.
Yeah.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall with your conversations with Greg.
Yes. Well, squirmy worm here.
That's all right. And then the other little ones, which I do, exercise, yoga, meditate, ground, releases really great endorphins, really great chemicals, reduces your stress chemicals.
Yeah.
And another one for some people that some people really like doing is do unto others, volunteer. When you behind when you help others, really get same thing. Your cortisone, which is the stress chemical, releases, and your endorphins increase.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I used to do Meals on Wheels before I had the boys.
Oh yeah.
And I just loved it. Loved chatting with the oldies. And they just loved us coming as well. You could tell that they really looked forward to that part of their day.
Yeah.
Because they got to speak to someone else, see someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
I used to love going in to see my nana at the old folks' home, but she would always save some of her food for me so I could eat it because I really like the food. I'm not sure why. All right. So we've got all of that stuff. And then this is just the activity there. So these are some activities if you choose to do them, just to re-clarify. Now, if you want to, you can do what Jody was before and what Jody is now, but I feel like Jody's dissolved. I feel like we don't even really need to concentrate on it.
Yeah.
Little Jody's out the door. So really simple. This is just a measurement to place value on yourself and realize, how you actually, like, just a true indication of yourself.
Yeah.
And how happy am I with me? Now, I've thrown that in, especially like that, because I've got lots of mums with kids. So, yeah. And then I've got a self-esteem journal. So this is just to recognize things that you're really good at. So when you do that emotional anchoring and stuff, this might bring out experiences or things. So I'm happiest when. So when you want to conquer happy, put on your suit of armor and feel happy, you've got that there. You can remember that experience. You can say, I am happy, I am happy, I'm happy, turn it up. Afraid at when you want to feel confident. When you want to feel powerful, when you want to feel loved with helping others. So that's what that's there for turning the volume up.
Yeah.
And then the how happy am I with me, this is creating mantras.
Oh, yeah.
So same thing for turning the volume up when we need to turn the volume up. So you can do absolutely any mantras that you want. I know that you've already got a whole heap, so I don't know if you would like to work through this or not. Now, your mantras can be reframing and turning them up as well, so that I've learned from that past experience and now.
Yeah.
But
so I was thinking about that with the story I have around marriage and sex before marriage and connecting it with grandma. I was thinking I might write that out and rewrite it, like you said. I was a powerful teenage mum, so just re-going through that and flipping it, just to, like, I really, now that I've said it all out loud to you, I really want it to just stay away and just be gone, like disappear you. So by flipping it, I feel like a really concrete that it's gone.
Yep, and that's what a lot of people after this call feel like that when they go through that stuff, because they've grown into their power so much and they can see how not useful that is.
Yeah.
And you get the urge to purge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So absolutely, you can do that. You just reframe it. So you can either reframe it or you can recreate the story. Some people like to brain dump and burn and then recreate the story, whatever works.
Oh, yeah.
whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And you know what, you can put things in there, you know, like I am, and talk like you're in that moment. If you're going to reframe and recreate, not I was a powerful young mum. I am a powerful young mum.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am still a powerful mother.
Yeah.
Other people's rules do not belong to me. Social rules do not belong to me.
Yeah.
I only create the rules that are purposeful for me.
Yeah.
You know, whatever there, you know, whatever response you, so long as there's none of that negative wording, which is why I sent you that video the other day.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And then once you get rid of it, just create 1, 2, 3 mantras, whatever it is, which, you know, affirmations, mantras, and just go over them every day. Stand in front of them, turn the volume up, say them.
Yeah, cool.
And you can create the mantra around those different emotions and feelings too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be cool.
Isn't it?
I can feel it.
Oh, so can I. So can I.
Yeah.
I love getting to this point. I really love, because if people have put in the work like you have, it's just, it's like you get to this space and you go, this is my moment, this is my life.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah. This is my time.
Yeah. Big Jodie's here. Look out. Look out.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'll stop sharing now. And that's us.
Cool.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Getting easier.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. So for everyone watching, I will sign out now. I'll just press the stop record button. This is a really cool, powerful